Shake it off. Quit acting like a child. That was my wife's voice, sharp, cold, ringing above me. I couldn't make out her face, only the overcast sky, smudged by tears I refused to let fall. Her brother laughed, standing there like some smug bully finally getting his win. Her sister muttered something about me ruining her birthday. But I wasn't pretending. I couldn't move my legs. I remember the paramedic's eyes. The moment she checked my pupils, her entire demeanor changed. She spoke into her radio, calm but urgent. "We've got something serious here." She knelt beside me like I might shatter. She wasn't wrong. The MRI would later confirm a fractured spine. Compression injury. Intentional. 3 years earlier, I'd married the woman now towering above me like a stranger. Emily, bright laugh, sharp mind, once told me she'd spent her whole life waiting for someone who truly listened. And I did. I listened. I provided. I built everything around her, around us. Her brother, Nate, never liked me. Maybe because I saw through his act. That polished charm, that smug superiority. The kind of man who believed bruises taught lessons. Her sister, Clara, tolerated me like someone tolerates a neighbor's dog, as long as it stayed quiet. Still, I made the effort. Dinners, gifts, polite smiles. Family matters, Emily always said. Took me too long to realize she didn't mean my family. The shift came the night I overheard Nate on the phone. He was drunk, loud, full of himself, as usual. "She doesn't love him," he scoffed. "She married him for the money. Guy's a damn doormat. Honestly, push hard enough and he'll give her everything just for some affection." I froze. Not because of what he said, but because I heard Emily laughing in the background. Not a small laugh, a deep, full-throated one. That's when the fracture began. Not all at once. Slowly, like glass splintering beneath the surface. I didn't confront her. I watched. I began logging into accounts she thought I didn't know existed. Bank transfers to Clara. Private messages to Nate. A burner phone hidden in her car's glove box. Voice notes where they mocked me, like I was deaf and blind. It became routine. Smile during the day. Gather evidence at night. I moved our assets into a trust. Quietly separated joint finances. Documented everything, her threats, her anger, the bruises she insisted were accidents. Then I wired the house with audio and video. She thought the red light meant the cameras were off. Cute. The party, the one where I ended up crumpled at the bottom of the stairs, was for Clara. Emily insisted I go. "It'll be good for us," she said. What she meant was, "Let's break you where everyone can see." I'm sure they drugged my drink. Whatever it was, it hit slow but hard. I stumbled trying to leave. Nate stepped in front of me. "Whoa, easy there, buddy," he said, then shoved me. Just messing around, he'd claim later. But the stairs didn't care about his intent. Wood met bone. I hit wrong. And in that instant, I knew I couldn't move. That was the plan. Leave me hurt. Helpless. Dependent. But they didn't expect the paramedic to call the police. Or the hospital to flag it as suspicious. They sure didn't expect what followed. Once the investigation opened, I handed over everything. Passwords. Recordings. Bank trails. "How long have you been collecting this?" a detective asked. "Long enough," I replied. Emily's accounts were frozen. A warrant went out for Nate. Clara was caught trying to pull money from one of Emily's shell accounts. But that wasn't my revenge. That was just the fuse. I waited until I could sit upright in a wheelchair to call the press. Not for pity, for truth. I leaked it all. Footage of Emily mocking my paralysis. Nate laughing about teaching the idiot a lesson. Clara joking about her ruined birthday. The clips went viral. Emily lost her job. Nate's podcast lost sponsors. Clara's real estate license got suspended. I made sure their employers saw it. Then came the lawsuits: medical, emotional, financial, criminal, civil. I didn't want their money. I wanted the world to see them. Raw. Unfiltered. Unmasked. They lawyered up. But the evidence crushed them. Emily's attorney quit after the first deposition. At the final hearing, she saw me wielding, calm, composed, hands folded like I was holding a detonator. She didn't cry. Didn't speak. But her eyes darted, frantic. Like a cornered animal. Just the way they wanted me to be. I sold the house. Bought a cabin in the mountains, quiet, out of reach. I still rely on crutches. Maybe always will. But that day, I stood. Braced myself up in that courtroom and made my statement. I trusted them, I said. And they broke me. But even a man who can't walk can still stand up for himself. Emily looked away. Nate flinched. Clara blinked too fast. The judge ruled in my favor, on every count. Now, I wake to silence. Not the lonely kind, the peaceful kind. They carry criminal records, mountains of debt, names that draw whispers in every room. And me? I carry scars. But I earned every single one. They misjudged the quiet man. The one who listened. The one who noticed. They thought breaking me would make me theirs. But they forgot one thing. When you break a man who has nothing left to lose, you don't create a victim. You forge a weapon. And I became one.